If I would lose everything and I would have to start over tomorrow with 500 euros, here is exactly how I would 10x that 500 euros. So here is exactly how I would turn that 500 euros into 5,000 euros with the best possible side hustle of the moment, value betting. Value betting is where we take advantage of bookmaker pricing mistakes. We do profitable betting where 99% of bettors lose money. Now, with following a very simple formula, we will transform ourselves into the 1% that actually makes money with betting. The first thing with 500 euros is we can take advantage of first deposit bonuses that different bookmakers give. So usually what this means is bookmakers want to be like a magnet to players, to losing players. So for this reason, they have promotions for new customers where they double your first deposit. Now, in traditional sense, in traditional marketing, it makes sense because, once you get someone in, and if they're a losing player, it makes sense that you invest a little bit, so you double their first deposit. But in the long run, you're going to win because they are losing player. So you can spend money to make money. That's the traditional lens. But we can actually counterplay this. Now, if we have a winning process, which rebel betting allows us to have, we can actually completely flip this around. So in very concrete steps, okay, we have 500 euros. Now, we can open 4 new accounts to new bookmakers. And if all of those 4 bookmakers doubles our initial deposit, which is the standard of the industry, then we would have 900 euros to begin with. So we only have 500 euros of our own money, but we have now 900 euros total to bet with. The trick here is that we have to recycle the amount of money deposited, usually around 6 to 8 times. This is where the house makes their money, because once you start to recycle, you start to make bets. So if we have to recycle 6 times 100 euros, so that would be 600 euros. We have to bet 600 euros worth of bets until we can withdraw the money, because it wouldn't make any sense that we can just deposit 100 euros, we get 200, and then we could just withdraw it instantly. Well, that would be free money. Sadly, that doesn't quite exist. But, here's the very important thing. If we can have a winning process, so we can have positive expected value on the bets that we are making, well, then we are taking advantage of that first deposit offer in a way where we have mathematical edge against the house. And on top of the mathematical edge, we also have the bonus money. So what you want to do is search your country-specific bookmakers that rebel betting accepts, that are integrated in rebel betting, and that offer a good first deposit bonus. This is a really, really nice way to start with a bigger bankroll than what you initially have. Now, on average, it takes 3 months to double your initial bankroll with rebel betting. Now, this is very, very significant, and the thing that we human beings don't really understand well is exponential returns. We just don't really understand. Our mind has very difficult time to make sense of that concept. So in the beginning, we have 500 euros. Okay, we can only bet 5 euros per given market. That's 1%, because we want to be safe. And this is the way we keep ourselves safe, is we only bet 1% of our bankroll. If we would bet all in one match, this is gambling again. We only bet 1%, so the 5 euros. Now, let's say we have gotten the first deposit bonus. We have doubled our bankroll, so from 800 to 1.6k in 3 months. We could do this, by the way, even sooner than that, but let's assume we are now at 1,600 euros after 3 months. We started with 500. Well, now we can bet 16 euros on a game, which means we are making over 3 times more money per bet than when we started. And once that doubles, so that takes again around 3 months to double. Well, now we are doubling 1,600 euros into 3,200 euros in 3 months. So the curve is more like this. And yes, eventually we'll hit a point where usually what happens is we start to get some sort of limitations from bookmakers because they do see that we have a winning system. But to get to that point where the things start to plateau and slow down, we have usually made multiple thousands of euros of profit. So we don't have to worry about this when we are starting. Meaning that we can, in 6 months, turn 500 into 5,000. This only takes around 30 minutes per day, so we don't have to quit our job, we don't have to do anything extraordinary, just very small daily steps. And this is actually what we did on the betting vlog with my friend Elias. We did turn 500 euros to over 5,000 euros of closing line value. You can check out that series. You can also try completely free rebel betting for the first 14 days. There's a lot of videos, a lot of tutorials on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can realistically and honestly turn 500 into 5,000 euros in a matter of around 6 months. Again, you can start with a free trial, 14 days. Yeah, there's no strings attached. Try it for free, see that it works, and don't leave those thousands of euros or dollars just laying on the floor. Pick them up.